thinking about usury, we're all mostly against it. Once we consider it, we grow up with it, we might not question it, but it does seem crazy that some people can print some money and charge people for it. Now, they've obviously got billions and trillions, and it's confidential, secret information. Who are the members of these central banks? Who actually owns them and controls them? The Rothschild banks, that is. So-called Rothschild banks, like the Federal Reserve. So we don't even know the names of the people. I don't care. But it just shows the absolute secrecy. Now, the point is, these people are making billions and zillions and trillions from it. And what do they need it for? I mean, they don't obviously want to make more billions, trillions, and zillions. That surely cannot be their motivation. They have more than enough for an eternity. No, it becomes ideological. They have a messianic purpose to alter the way people live together, to alter the way people behave. They've set themselves up as gods. So we're all enslaved to this debt usury. In debt, take credit, take loans, advertising from morning till night. And that's what the bombing's about, to enslave new people into the system. And there's not too many alternatives here, because unfortunately you see even the Islamic nations that are pretty pro-Islamic are using usury, as far as I understand. There's something about the human psyche that we need a leader. We feel that we need one, and that's why we've got these celebrities. And they all have their mouths zipped. None of them can speak their minds. Perhaps they started off with some critical thinking, but they've certainly been taken to a place where they cannot open their mouths in terms of free thinking. So we've got this craving to worship people and to have leaders, and now with the mass media it's become impossible. Millions of us are supposed to rally around one person who is actually scripted, and we end up in the Tower of Babel, not understanding each other or who we are. And we need more self-reliance, more listening to ourselves. But so it boils down to, the bottom line is, if you haven't experienced it or seen it, don't believe it. That's closer to the truth than accepting what we're told. The usury, the money story, it's got a big association with Judaism in the West. I think in the East it's the Chinese. But we can focus on the Jewish control of the money system, which I have no doubts about. And the fact that the Israeli psyche is all, whether they are aware of it or not, is about perpetuating the money system and the money worship, and the increasing the money profit is the dedication of the people in the land. And we might look at them and think they're going around the world and enslaving us to their profit motive, to their usury, to the money that their culture is printing. But unfortunately, if you or I grew up there, we would be the same as them. This is the crux of the matter. We probably even believe that our blood was different and we were chosen just by virtue of the fact of growing up there. There is a rabbinical class overseeing it all, in my opinion. This is who we call the Talmudic Jews, the Hasidim, the ones that came out of Russia and Eastern Europe, dressed in black. They're overseeing the whole shebang. And there's a lot of bloodshed going on in the world, and it's down to their teachings. But they're enforcing the ideology that's being perpetuated around the world. You don't get this ideology from a banking class, from people trying to make profits. They couldn't care less. It is ideologically driven. It's no doubt coming out of the Talmud or their mystical side, of which I've no knowledge of. But if we don't focus on where the people are leading us astray, we're in trouble. And we've had Hollywood, we've had Sandy Hook hoax, we've had 9/11, we've just had one thing after another. Fortunately, we can communicate a bit on the internet. But it's high time to tackle what's going wrong. And they have got us all thinned out and highly corruptible from the paper money that they print. And they're out to eradicate every alternative on earth. So on the one hand, it's kind of evil what's being perpetuated, but on the other hand, if you happen to be an enforcer, it's just a stroke of unluck or luck that you happen to have grown up in such an environment. Any contributions will be very welcome.